Is it the same guy that does all these? Oh my god, this guy has like no fucking life, man.
Do you like what you do for a living? These things you see?
You're retiring. 6 more days and you're all the way gone.
So how long have you lived here?
Too long.
Captain, while a great many people see you as a hero, there are some who'd prefer the word vigilante. You've operated with unlimited power and no supervision. That's something the world can no longer tolerate. There will be consequences.
Captain, you seem a little defensive. Well, it's been a long day. If we can't accept limitations, we're no better than bad guys. That's not the way I see it. Sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth.
I just want to make sure we consider all our options. The people that shoot at you usually wind up shooting at me.
Do you really want to punch your way out of this?
You know I wouldn't do this if I had any other choice. But he's my friend. So was I.
Oh wait, do you have a sick ass video going on right now that I'm missing? Oh no, why didn't you tell me? Oh shit.
And who the fuck are we going to replace him with?
What's up, everybody? Well, it's Unfiltered episode 82. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video.
Why don't you link it for the people that just got here that maybe didn't get to see it, ChanManV?
Yeah, that's true. Well, we will. I mean, can you link that for them? Big thanks to Kid Dynamite for making that video. Obviously.
Oh, is it Kid Dynamite video and I missed it?
Yeah,
Oh no.
Yeah. Exactly. Kid Dynamite did that for us guys. And obviously we're doing something different from Unfiltered. Kind of starting it off. Richard was supposed to be here, but obviously something's going on, time or something, whatever. But I figured me and Steven would still come on, just do a little quick show here. But I did want to at least announce the news, which is kind of like everybody's been asking what we're going to do next with Unfiltered. The answer is I'm not sure what we're going to do with the next step for Unfiltered is. So I do want to do
for Richard to show up for the last episode so we can all kind of decide.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's gotten to the point where so it's gotten to the point where it's hard for me to keep, I guess, trying to figure out this show and holding off, I guess, letting you guys know what we're going to do next. So that is what we're going to do. I'm going to, I think in the meantime, me and Steven will probably just be doing some shows, just with guests and that sort of thing. But I'll be looking for a co-host. I'll be trying to figure out, whether you know, we will pull on just brand new talent out of nowhere, or maybe it's some people that you guys know, you know, just folks in the industry. But it's open to.
I got a phone call. I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second.
Oh my
Sorry.
God, dude. See, this is the kind of show that we're gonna have today. So you guys are gonna need to, you know, definitely be nice. Not nice, but definitely just you know, expect this type of casual show today. But hopefully we'll again be able to figure out Richard's last show. But again, we're gonna be taking auditions, make audition videos. I've already gotten like 1 or 2 of them from a few people. And Lord Links in there actually sent us a pretty good one too. So be creative with your videos. Like, tell us why you want to be, you know, a co-host on Unfiltered, and you know, what would make you a good co-host, and do it in a creative way, and that would be great. And email it to, you know, put it on YouTube or something. Email the link to unfilteredgg@chanmanv.tv. Actually, it's just unfiltered at chanmanv.tv, or you can tweet it at unfilteredgg, and I'll be able to find it that way too. Steven's trying to fix a Cox issue, so that's kind of what's going on right now. So I guess right now, if you have any questions about the audition stuff, just kind of let me know. Put it in the chat right now. I'll answer them. Richard is leaving Unfiltered. Yes, Richard is leaving Unfiltered. He this show that we're supposed to do with him is supposed to be like the last one, but we can never figure it out. So still trying to get that issued. How about what's that? How long? What do you mean how long? What was that Victory Road remix that was being played? So all the music that was being played before was from JT. I mean, if you can link the JT's channel in the chat too, that'd be great. Actually, let me do it. I can do it. Where is it? Here we go. You can check out JT's channel here. Do we have to meme, and do we have to say we are relevant? No. Like, I literally, it's going to be open to any talent. Like, think of it as almost like a talent search too, because if you're entertaining, you're funny, and I think you fit this format that we have, you know, very unfiltered, then, you know, I'll pull you on. I mean, anything's right now in terms of the show. I'm really open to you know, any possible directions or possible new directions, or even continuing on with what we've done in the past and that sort of thing. But having it exactly the same would be, you know, it might be a little difficult, just because there's not very many equivalents to Richard in our, you know, in our space. So having exactly the same might be hard. But, you know, the nature of the show is always the same. It will always be, you know, unfiltered and that sort of thing. Did we already talk about the Athene drama? Not yet. So we haven't talked about anything yet. So kind of waiting for Steven actually to get this resolved. Can you link the Lord Links video? Yeah, actually, I can do that if you. Well, actually, it's not fair to Lord Links, because he did a really good job, and I don't want you guys, like, you know, getting ideas from him, stealing ideas from him, and then just making yours even better. So it wouldn't be fair to him to do that. But it's very creative. I advise being very, very okay. If Lord Links wants to post it, I can't stop him from posting it. Lord, you can do it if you want. It's up to you, man. It's definitely up to you. Waiting for the drama. Waiting for the drama. Well, Masan's account just got banned, like literally like 30 minutes ago or so. So that's definitely interesting. I didn't think that would ever happen. So it's kind of, I wish we would know all the information behind the scenes, but I have a feeling that we're not going to know exactly what terms that he broke, which of the few terms he broke, or they were actually able to prove that he broke. Why is creativity a large factor for a talk show audition? Because it shows me that, you know, I'm hoping moving forward too, that people that are involved in the show will contribute a lot more to the show more so than in the past. I mean, in the past, the guys would just basically come be themselves, and that was, for the most part how it was. But I'd like for folks to be, a little bit bigger part of the show, I guess you could say. Okay. When is anyone on the show going to give a shout out to Smash Brothers Melee? Very important. Well, I mean, Smash Brothers is awesome. I don't think any of us follow it. That's the problem. The only thing I watched was that event semi recently. I forgot even what the event was called. It was the one over in, I think, LA area that it was like one of the biggest Smash reviewed Smash event on Twitch. Probably top 2 or top 3. I forget what it's even called, but that's the main reason why we don't talk about Smash too much. I mean, I have no offense. I have nothing against Smash. I actually think it's a pretty cool game. I haven't really played it that much myself, so I don't have much of an opinion about it. Take me, Gene. I got all the hate. Like I said, guys, just send in the videos. I mean, we'll probably have Genesis, exactly. We'll probably have an episode where we put together some of the highlights from a lot of the audition videos, and me and Steven take a look at it. Or maybe we just look at some of the highlight videos on air and have you guys chatting with us, or I don't know, maybe polling you guys or something like that. I don't know. No guarantees what you guys want will happen on the show. I can't guarantee that, but I just want folks to know that I'm open to anything. I still think there's a lot of talented people out there that just haven't had their break, or haven't had just the ability to, or platform to showcase it yet. So I am open and down for that.
What are we down
Steven,
for?
you back?
Oh, dude,
No,
I got out of my Cox business contract. All right, sorry.
You don't have any other choices though, right? Like, why don't you fucking move?
Well, I'm moving back to the residential internet. I am moving. That's the plan. My
that.
parents are supposed to be moving down here hopefully within the next 2 months, and I'll just rent my house to them, and I'll go buy another house. Or if they don't, then I'm just going to fix this house up, and I'll go buy another house and rent this one out. But yeah. But one of my big concerns was that the contract I had with Cox was like a 5 or 6 year contract, and to break that contract, you had to buy it out for every single month that you didn't. So it would have cost me, thousands of dollars to buy it out. But I called and failure to render services and everything. But so I got out of the contract. They released me from
5-year contract. Holy crap!
Well, I mean,
wow.
I opened streaming in 5 years, right? And I figured our business internet was good for me, so I didn't mind signing the contract.
Did you get a crazy deal? What kind of deal did you get for 5 years? That better have been cheap, dude.
I mean, well, ideally, it's supposed to be business guaranteed SLA line internet with perfect support for which is what I need for my internet. Yeah, if it would have been what it was advertised as, then it would have been fine. I don't care paying for it. Yeah, it's fine. But since it wasn't what it was advertised as, then fuck that shit. Yeah.
Is Comcast over there? I mean, what's over there that you can get?
I have Cox delivers services here, I think, all across Omaha. There's some dial-up people, I think. There's like a weird satellite company that's shit. But if you move out west, which is what I want to do, CenturyLink provides 1 gigabit per second fiber.
Oh, okay. That sounds great.
Which is what I want. Yeah. So the next house I buy will have a fiber line running to it.
So you're going to actually move?
Yeah, I have to.
All right.
I mean, what am I supposed to do?
All right. That's good. I remember talking. I remember talking to somebody saying, "Why doesn't he just move? Because he's fucking lazy. Like, he doesn't want to move. He's fucking lazy. He won't move."
Lazy? I bought my house. Do you know how hard it is to buy? It's not like I live with my fucking mom and dad and I'm gonna go move in with a fucking friend. I own this house. I can't. It's not as easy as like fucking going to stay at fucking John's house. Like, fuck off. Tell them gonna kill.
How are you gonna sell
a second house?
So how are you gonna fucking sell this house?
I've never wanted to sell a house. Building real estate is like one of the best things you can do to build like long-term wealth for yourself. Like owning property, being able to rent it out, having assets that generate income for you, having actually owning tangible assets that have a net worth. Like, these are all really good things. I never wanted to sell this house. That's why I didn't want to just move and sell it, because I wanted to get it into a state where I could rent this house out to other people as well. But I figure I'll just kind of accelerate that. Yeah.
All right. So you can get mom and dad to move down there too. So I got it. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. All right. So should we start? We got some topics here. A lot of them are timely, so we might as well just go through them. One has actually been one I've been saving for a while. We might still save it for whenever Richard comes on. The whole Too Good thing, in the Shanghai major. We'll probably still save that. What?
Nothing, dude. I'm so salty about Richard Lewis right now, dude. You don't even know.
I actually do know, but
What, have you watched my stream?
yes, of course I watch your stream.
I don't know, like, if I feel like if I say anything bad, he's like, that's gonna further him from coming on the show. It really bothers me that like Richard Lewis is like super huge on like fuck teams that are fucking players over and fuck all these guys that are fucking players over, and he's like so huge on that. Sometimes even without all the evidence he says to have. But now like Valve is like one of the biggest fuck ups of all time. And if you search his Twitter, he is oddly silent completely on the issue. The only thing that he mentioned in regards to the Shanghai thing was when people called him out and were like, oh wow, look, people are trying to get me fired.
Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, well,
you don't think that's like a tad like, okay, so because remember all these times like Richard Lewis is like, well, no one will say what they want to say because they're hired by companies, so they're all filtered and blah blah blah, and I'm the sole bastion of unfiltered. Well, why isn't he saying anything bad about Valve? Because he doesn't want to not get invited back to cast with his buddy Thor.
Oh, I don't know if that's the issue.
Really? You really don't think so? Well, why? Tell me. Hold on. Think about this for rationally. I'm not going to let you get away with this one. Okay, Chairman. Think about this rationally. Okay, think about this. Okay, this is somebody whose like entire career thrives on calling people out on their shit and writing the articles, the big exposés, the big, like, oh, look at this team fucking over, looking out for the little guy, blah blah blah. Why is oddly silent on everything having to do with the Shanghai Major? Why?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, honestly, he hasn't been as crazy on Twitter of late. Like to be, just frank. I mean, unlike like a month or two ago, he really hasn't, right?
Okay, sure.
Has he? I mean, I have actually followed to see if he has said anything. I haven't really actually been following to see if he has said anything or not about it. But yeah, to your point, you would think that this would be a topic that we'd go nuts on, especially he knows James too.
Like, could you imagine for one moment, ChanManV, in another universe, if this was the Riot Shanghai League of Legends LCS? Can you imagine if this was the
okay? To your point, yes. Okay.
Like,
fair
holy
enough.
Shit.
That's why we need Richard on here to freaking talk about that topic. I mean, there's a lot of good things that come from it, and actually, Too Good I was originally gonna have Too Good on here too, but then he's like, because of the whole like scheduling stuff, he's actually out of town this week too. So maybe the times that we finally can get everybody together, I can have like just the magical four people on the show. But let's save that one. Let's just save that one because we could literally go for an hour, I think, on that topic. But speaking of a topic, we could probably go for an hour. I know you've already even talked to Athene. I think we should bring it up anyways.
Okay, somebody said that I'm way to the right. Yeah. Is this, if I move my camera, is this better?
I think he was talking to me, actually, probably.
Oh, is your name Steven now?
Oh, no, maybe not. Okay,
that's how you identify as a white Caucasian male. Like, I don't want you. I don't want to deprive you of that.
All right, so the whole Athene thing. Okay, next, I think the thing we're going to start off with is just talking about Athene.
Okay.
So I know you had an hour-long conversation with Athene, and I actually listened to it. I'm not sure if everybody in chat was able to listen to it.
Okay.
But just kind of, I guess, filling people in on the topic. Athene's been the topic of a lot of interesting conversations and drama a bit. Particularly because he has this stream that just keeps that's been going on for, I don't know, almost 2 months now. That's supposedly the longest interactive Twitch stream ever, and that's kind of what it's always titled. And for those who've watched it, it's obviously like a team of people that are just streaming at different times, and it's just on Athene stream. I mean, Athene lives with like a ton of people too, so it's probably everybody on his staff or whatever. But the big thing is that there's obviously botting that's going on, and typical botting situation. He denies it. There's no proof of who's doing it. And what was interesting in the discussion that you had with him is that he actually made the argument that it hurts him
games for the arena.
Which I'm not sure I bought that. Of all the things that we talked about, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to act all big and tough now that I'm not talking to Athene, because I don't want to give that impression off. I really did ask Athene everything, and I was very honest with Athene too, and that I still didn't necessarily buy his viewbot thing. I said that during the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think I necessarily believe that he didn't view about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you think
the point that he brings up,
what about now? I mean,
I don't know, but I think he is. But the point that he brought up about Avengers or whatever not helping because of the viewbotting is absolutely true. I personally didn't because of the viewbotting, and when I was on that team, I still am. I get their emails, and I know personally of at least 2 other streamers that didn't join because of kind of the viewbotting stuff. So to some extent, like, there is an element of truth to that, but I still think that he's gotten more attention, just period, because of the viewbotting, even if it has resulted in a little bit of negative attention. And the viewbotting did start like right when his platform and everything was announced and all that. And yeah,
it's hard for me to think that somebody would
maliciously viewbot. Yeah.
I mean,
Like
maliciously.
the weird thing is that there are so many people online, and I can even use myself as an example. Like looking at my personal history. Okay, I have had 3 different threads on shit Reddit says with like 300 plus comments each of people trying to destroy every aspect of my career.
Right,
okay,
right.
I've gotten DDoSed so many times by people that I became pretty much like the streamer authority on preventing it, right? Really, like if you Google like DDoS guides, you only bring up, it's like me and Rich are like the only people, and you know, I'm a streamer. Like I bet I've gotten popular in some arenas just because of that. I've had people impersonate women to try to get dick pics of me. I've had people impersonate women to fuck with me. Like I've had all these people that have tried to fuck with me, and I'm a controversial figure, and I still have all these people that hate me, and I've got people on 4chan post my information sometimes, some of the VG threads, all of this. But nobody's ever tried to viewbot me because they don't like me. Doesn't that seem like a little bit strange? Same thing with other people. Like, what about Casey Tron? Like, she's a really controversial figure. Like, there are lots of controversial figures that have never been viewbotted before.
True. Yeah. No, I agree with it. And somebody who's trying to do something bad, you know, or do something negatively towards you, usually doesn't do something that actually has a positive effect too, which viewbotting obviously has a huge positive effect.
And like that was always like my joke. Like, can you imagine the guys targeting Masan? Like, oh dude, we trolled this guy so bad. Oh, look at that dude, we got him on cloud 9. Oh my god, we trolled him so hard. Like, are you like really? Like, come on.
Yeah, exactly. But it continues to go on. You know, we saw that one day, you know, when the 30 days were over, right? We actually saw his numbers drop like into, you know, the, I don't know, 300 to 800, I think was the range that we saw from Athene's stream during that time. And then of course it started back up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you saw it right at the end of the month, right? It literally just like dropped all the way down into the hundreds, and then now it's back up, right? So yeah. I mean, there's like a graph and stuff that shows it too. I mean, to Athene's, you know, I guess I have to give it to Athene. I mean, he's been pretty open about everything. I mean, he pretty much shows everything. I mean, if he is botting, he doesn't show him botting, of course, but he's been pretty open about a lot of the stuff. That's why it's, you know, when he was like talking to you, it's like, I mean, I'm not sure what I could really nail him on with a lot of the stuff that he was talking to you about. There's a lot of things going on probably behind the scenes with Good for Gaming that I don't know if he did. Were you happy with how that part of the discussion went with Good for Gaming and him explaining how the platform?
Conversation? Yes. Yeah. I don't think there's really anything that I could have said. But I didn't really want to talk about this too much. I mentioned this a little bit on stream, but there might be some really nefarious stuff going on behind the scenes, but I don't have any proof of that, so there's not much point talking about it right now. But there's like I've been talking to Twitch alerts a lot, and yeah, I'm not sure, but that'll be something to talk about more, I think, on a future episode. I don't really want to go into it too much now. But on the surface of everything, and as much digging as any reasonable person can do, and in having full access to a thing, because Athene will answer all my questions on Skype now if I message him. Everything that he's presented, there's no reason to doubt anything he said.
And for those of you who don't know what Good for Gaming is, it's a platform that Athene and some of his other founders created. That's a Twitch alerts competitor. It's something that, it's like a platform that allows streamers to, receive donations, the whole donation alert systems and subscriber alert systems you see on a lot of the streams. A lot of people, prior or still today, use Twitch alerts for that. And Good for Gaming is a direct competitor to that. And obviously they have that whole charity element to it too, where you can, where part of I think either part of the donation or you choose when you're donating as to how much of it you want to.
When you donate, you choose how much is going to go to charity and how much is going to go to the streamer.
Right. So there's that charity element of it, and that's kind of what Athene's known for, and I guess what some people question at times. But an interesting discussion, I'm not sure if you can, given that what you just said there, is really comparing Twitch alerts to Good for Gaming, because they are competing products that are available to streamers right now.
Yes, definitely. They definitely are competing. Yeah.
Yeah. So have you tried both of them, or are you still?
I haven't tried Gaming for Good yet, just because I'm still out on how that's gonna work out. I don't know. I haven't tried that yet. No.
Yeah. Oh, did I say Good for Gaming? I mean, Gaming for Good. Jeez, if I said the opposite. Yeah. So one thing I noticed was, I think recently, it was Twitch alerts actually created a service or a tool in their dashboard or their suite of tools that allows for even more customization of messages and emotes, and I mean, to the point where I think you can choose what audio is attached to your message.
Yes, you can do like a recording because
or a YouTube video. You can even do a YouTube link.
And you can charge per second of video. So you could do like 10 cents per second. So they would have to pay $1 to do, you know, 10
What do you
seconds
think of
video.
that? What do you think of that service?
I mean, you can make a lot of money doing it. There's a lot of people that are interested in, you know, having their YouTube videos or their vocal recording or whatever on stream, you know?
Yeah, I mean, totally. And then I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is like Forson's chat, Forson's stream for some reason when it comes to that sort of thing, just with Plug DJ and things like that. Do you think this is actually good? I mean, do you see a lot of streamers actually end up doing this? Because it's definitely a terrible viewing experience seeing that sort of thing.
Well,
At least for me.
I don't know. Like for me, I would think that like people said the problem is people said the same thing about donations, and then people said the same thing about text to speech. But people have always jumped on these, you know, new technologies, and you've always seen a massive increase in income doing it. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to see certain people. I think that if you're the kind of streamer whose chat is like the huge spamming chat, that you might be the kind of streamer that would go down that route. Which a lot of the big streamers do have, like the huge clusterfuck chats of just people meme spamming all day.
Would you ever do it? You're this customized messaging, literally, where they can put anything they want.
I don't want to say anything committal, just because I don't think I always said that I would never do donations, you know, but now I do text to speech, so it's really hard to say. Like here's the fact of life, okay? The fact of life is everybody has a dollar amount. People say that they don't, you know, like would you ever hit a woman, ChanManV?
Would I ever hit a woman?
Yeah, probably not, right?
No.
But if I offered you literally like $1 million to do it, a random woman on the street, I think you would probably seriously consider it, right? For $1 million, for like an amount of money that could change not only your life, but ensure the financial security of like all of your children. Like I think that everybody, I'm being a little bit extreme, right? But everybody has a dollar amount.
Everybody,
like,
yes.
If you find out that like, and you know, if you find out that like, okay, well, you know, I make X amount of money per year, and I could literally multiply my income by 2 or 3 by embracing this new form of donation. Like that's a pretty hard thing to turn down. I mean, so like right now, I guess like conceptually, I would say that like I don't think I would ever do that just because it seems like it would turn the stream into a spammy shit fest of autism. But like maybe doing it like every Friday or something to try to contain it and still try to, you know, get the money from it there. I don't know. I'd have to think about it a lot, but
yeah. So okay, I mean, this is kind of the discussion I wanted to have just by bringing it up and I mean, it's like one of those things where you have, say, like an artist or even a musician, right? A musician that just wants to play like their music, right? Versus, I don't know, playing a cover, right? They could go and play in a cover band and probably make decent money every weekend or multiple times a night, right? Just gigging and that sort of thing. Versus just playing their stuff and having nobody show up, right? I kind of feel like that's analogous to like this type of thing. Like if we can make a shitload, but it's just like, you know, the reason I stream is because I want to, you know, just interact with the chat and just have it be a, you know, a decent viewing experience. But I think if you got to that point, it would just literally be this crazy interactive element to it, and you just happen to be like a very small
sideshow.
Yeah, it's almost like a sideshow, and I think a lot of streams at this point is kind of like that, right? Like
to some extent,
yeah. The big, like even yours, right? You have your own community that revolves around it, and you just, it's like being at a baseball game. Like, you know, the game just happened in the background, but it's more just like drinking beer with your friends and hanging out and shit. You know?
Yeah, a little bit. Although, and I don't know if it's a waste of time or not, I still tried. I would like to think in my heart of hearts that I still think my stream is relatively focused on gameplay. Like I'm not at the point yet where I'm just doing like random shit in games and I'm totally sucking dick and just whatever, just the stream to be on and I can make money from donations. Like I still feel like I played I guess I kind of stuck in Stardew Valley, but I did okay. That grandfather rating at the end is really fucking brutal. But like I still like to feel like at least like games are still the center part of my stream. Although as of recently, I guess you could say that it hasn't been as much just because of all the political mayhem and shit that's been going on that I've been focusing a lot on. But
yeah, exactly. And but you're right about everybody having a price, for sure. It's just, gosh, I mean, it get to the point where I know a lot of these streamers that are doing it, like Forsen, for instance. I don't think Forsen's probably having the time of his life. I mean, it's just work, right? At this point, I guess having the chat being the way it is or whatnot. I mean, it's cool when you're super, super successful because at least you can kind of hang your hat on that. But if it turns into that, and let's just say he was like a quarter of, you know, the quarter of viewers that he has right now, like, would that actually be fun at all?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know.
Pretty brutal. I mean, I know you've even like had trouble playing games that you don't like, you know, and that's kind of,
I don't play games I don't like.
Right. Exactly. So it kind of goes down that route. But yeah, so I was thinking about just maybe giving Gaming for Good just a try, just to kind of understanding the, just the tools and how they work too. But I mean, I've been using Twitch alerts forever now, and
yeah,
I don't
doubt that. I don't doubt that the Gaming for Good can deliver a greater conversion though, which is pretty much what they're claiming to be able to do. Yeah, I don't doubt it.
It's always good to have competing products too. It's only better for
for sure.
channel owners. Yeah. Okay, next up, some news came up with a streamer. Her name was Era Gaming.
Oh God!
And this is, so she came up because she's in the middle of a divorce, and her stream, her channel itself was part of a settlement, in that divorce. And this is like the first time I've ever heard anything like this, where a Twitch channel is actually, considered an asset, especially in a divorce settlement where, you're trying to split up all of your possessions and things, assets and things like that. So it brings up the question with a Twitch channel, especially one that's tied specifically to a personality like yours. Let's just bring up yours. Let's just say you were married, Stephen. How would that? I don't know. How would that be viewed? Like,
this is a fundamental misunderstanding of. I don't even want to say like of a guy that only does business, because any business person should understand this. I mean, like, I guess maybe like in the legal sense, everything can be on the up and up. I still don't know how Twitch is going to view it. But the idea that you can just, like start a channel with an LLC and just transfer the name around is totally facetious. Like, that's ridiculous. I have a brand. It's the Destiny brand, but I very clearly am the head of that. You couldn't just replace me with another person and expect everything. That would be like replacing Donald Trump with another person who changes their name to Trump and still call it the Trump brand. Like, that would be ridiculous, right? Donald Trump is the face of that brand. So yeah, I don't understand. I mean, it sounded like a lot of the subs were really fucking pissed off. Right?
Yeah,
like,
it
sounded like a lot of subs are really upset. A lot of people subscribed apparently in the downtime when she wasn't streaming for a few months while the divorce proceedings were happening. They subscribed to support her and shit. And then all of a sudden one day, like a new face just shows up. It's like, oh hey, now listen guys. Now I know that you guys are trying to think that there's some weird shit's going on, but it's really not. This channel was, owned by an LLC, and now there's just a different person here now. It's like, well, it doesn't really work that way when you're talking about streaming, like.
Well, it's really, I mean, I totally agree with that, because it's as simple as just like, it's just, she lost that. She supposedly lost the channel or whatever in the settlement. And it's just like, so what? Just go start a new channel, right? Like, she could just totally start a new channel, and she's the reson people watch anyways, right?
But she can't actually. I don't understand how that divorce.
Is that part of it? She can't
Yes,
start it?
she signed a non-compete, apparently.
Oh my God.
For 5 years. I don't understand. What? Yeah, it's everything. I wish... I don't know how legal shit works. Do those court proceedings have to be made public? Since this was settled in, oh no, because a settlement doesn't have to be made public, I don't think. Now, if this was ruled in as part of the, like in a trial or whatever, then or like by a judge, I think it would have to be public. But since it was a settlement, I don't think it has to be public. Somebody can correct me in chat if I'm wrong, but.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the specifics of that, but it sounds like that would be the case. Settlements happen all the time, right? We don't even.
And I know that I read that like settlements aren't always disclosed. It'll say like they settled for an undisclosed amount and whatnot. So
yeah, that's pretty crazy. I didn't know she signed a non-compete clause. That compete clause,
and maybe it might have been that. Well,
wow.
Maybe we don't actually know though, because it could have been that the husband bought her out for maybe he gave her $50,000 or something to buy out that channel. We have no idea what the settlement actually looks like. So maybe it was a good settlement for her, but she pretty much gave up completely on streaming. I don't know how. Do you know how popular she was? Like, how many viewers did she get?
I mean, she wasn't a huge streamer, but she got a few hundred. I mean, I don't think she was like over 4-digit type of streamer, but she had like maybe 25, 30,000, I think, followers, and she probably had a decent number of subscribers too. Just given what her stream, or at least what people were reporting. But I did see the stream where just some random person's on. I mean, literally, it's just some random blonde girl that was on and trying to fix her stream while it was happening. So people were like really, really confused. Oh, actually, somebody said she is a 1K viewer stream. So
I know she is now. She is now.
She is now. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of drama for a little bit, but like before, was she legitimately like the kind of stream that got?
Probably not quite. She's obviously probably gotten some additional following because of the news and
Yeah,
everything, or just support. People want to support. I don't even know how.
Yeah, because I
they're
saw
supporting at this
1,400.
point.
I saw 1,400 viewers recently, but I'm guessing that was in response to all of the crazy drama and whatnot.
But that's not her, right? It's just like
No,
some
that's not her.
person.
That's not her.
Yeah, it's just some random person. So some random person's probably. Well, no, they're renting it out or something weird.
Yeah.
Like that. It's strange.
And I feel like Twitch isn't going to allow that, because that allows. Actually, I guarantee. Well, no, I guarantee that Twitch won't allow that, because imagine how strange it would be then. Because somebody like Forzen or somebody like Masan, basically what happens is if you were a big streamer, you could go around starting these little LLCs. You could build up a bunch of channels very easily to 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 followers. And then you just sell that LLC to someone else so that they get the channel as part of it. Like that would be like, there's no way that Twitch would allow that. I don't think. That would just be silly. So and again, Twitch is the king of non-committal stances on fucking anything. So will they say anything? Probably fucking not. Who knows?
Well, I mean, like I said, like I just was obviously bringing up Masan. That kind of thing was sort of happening with Masan. I mean, this is all speculative and nothing like absolutely for
I know
sure.
exactly what you're talking about. How he was starting to get that other guy on his
son. It's a Wolfson thing, right? Okay, and I mean, there's a lot of things cycling out there. None of this, obviously, this is just like taking a look at what the data that we have, but clearly that, you know, his partner or his business manager or marketing manager, I forget what the title was actually given for this guy, and you know, it's been a mod forever. You know, was on his stream, you know, playing for him as Wolfson many times. I mean, he literally showed it on stream, him converting to Wolfson with the, you know, the actual camera morphing software and the voice morphing software. And he was able to they were able to even get Masan's Korean accent too. Like the way he talks.
Did they really go that far? That's really creepy. Holy shit.
Did you not see it, Steven?
He was literally on the stream. He was like morphing.
Yeah. So this is the sequence of events. All right. So what happened was Masan, you know, just streaming like he normally streamed, no big deal. And then like during Christmas, they decided to do a stream where he's Santa Claus. Right. So they used this software. I don't know if this was like, you know, trying to transition into this Wolfson thing, but they were doing like a Christmas stream, and he was Santa Claus, and he was moving around the camera and stuff. And they even morphed his voice, you know, into kind of a Santa voice. And then it slowly, I don't know, became like a joke or something. So they continued it on, but instead of doing Santa, they did like, they ended up landing on like a wolf character. So they had this Wolfson character that was him, and people were believing it because it had that Masan had an accent. Like he actually had that same Masan accent the Wolfson did. It did sound different though, and it was just like weird that he would continue using this voice manipulator like as, you know, days went on, and just continued on. And then finally, like one day, you know, people were just speculating what was going on there. And then finally one day that in I forget his name, Enormous or something like that, his supposed marketing manager or whatever got on and literally was on stream showing himself, you know, on the Sun stream, and then he would flip to Wolfson, and then he'd flip back, like literally flip on and off like that. And it was just like, okay, I mean, obviously this is
bizarre.
Yeah. So it was just like, oh my God. I mean, it wasn't even an accident.
So they were trying to transition the stream over to that guy, I guess, then, is what you're saying?
I don't know. So, like, we haven't really seen Masan since, right?
Wait, Masan hasn't been on stream at all since then?
Have people seen Masan on? Like, I haven't seen Masan on. Like, I don't know. I mean, I've seen, you know, YouTube's being posted on his Twitter. Like, I don't know if people have or not, but I haven't really been watching Twitch at the times that he has, but I haven't seen Masan on since, and I don't know. There's rumor that he was going to the army anyways, right? With Masan. So I don't know.
Was going into the army?
At some point he was going to. I mean, he hadn't served yet, right? He lives in Korea, you know that, right?
Yeah. I guess I saw him in America, so I just assumed he lived here. But
yeah. I mean, that's all old stuff. Masan, this obviously like months ago we talked about it. But now his Twitch channel got banned, which was I never thought that was going to happen. Yeah. I never thought that was going to happen because the view botting thing, impossible to prove. Like we all know that. And so it must have been this sort of like, I would think like ownership thing, like, you know, you were referring to, or like Twitch would never allow something like this. So that's what my guess is. It's all speculative again, but I don't know what else he would be banned for outside of view botting and that sort of thing. He still shows Hearthstone. It's not like he doesn't show gaming. So let's see. His OBS preview window when he alt tab did show a small cam. So he was on sometimes. Okay. Yeah. I mean, during December, he was definitely on at some point, but there was at some point we never saw him anymore. It was just like he was using Wolfson and using a voice manipulator, and it was just like, why? Like, there's some people that actually like watching the San. You know what I mean? Like, he actually does have
I had at least like
real
500 real
fans.
viewers, right?
I think it's more than that. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think there's more than that. But anyways, yeah.
And
So
I understand just real fast because I think Right to Bear Arms and I think maybe a couple other people were saying in my chat that the reason why they set up that LLC was because that was okay with Twitch's terms of service. I'm telling you that even if by the letter of what they wrote, it was okay to do it, in the spirit of what Twitch has, it wouldn't be okay. Like when a lot of things that people kind of forget is that spirit of the law and spirit of like a terms of service is actually everything. It's not like the letter is not even really that important. Like businesses will change, especially a private business like Twitch. Like if you're doing something that's very clearly abusive of a loophole, then they're just going to ban you, and then they'll just modify the terms of service to reflect that accordingly. Like there's no way that they're going to let something like that stand, and where you think you've like pulled a fastball on them. Like it doesn't work that way. Like they would just say like, no, we're banning this.
Yeah, and we definitely have companies that do own channels. Right. I mean, we have DreamHacks, right? We have the ESLs. We have they own those channels. It's clear. It's not a single person. So, I mean, I think all of us should be able to, to have an LLC that owns our channel. I mean, I think that's
but
reasonable.
It's just transferring like a single name streamer channel like to another person. Like just opens us up for a lot of problems, I feel personally. But then again, like Twitch is too scared to ever take a hard stance on anything, so maybe they won't say anything about it. I don't know.
Do any Twitch channels have a strong enough brand, literally with the name of the channel, to warrant even any value without the people involved? Is there any branded channel that without the people that actually that are actually part of the content, whether it's a streamer or it's a show or like Geek and Sundry or just a bunch of people like that? I mean, is there anything like Geek and Sundry may be the closest thing. I can't think of any.
I can't think of any. I don't know.
Yeah. So I think that's just not common anyways. So anyway, that's kind of why the divorce thing was pretty interesting. Like have somebody have that be an element to split in a divorce is pretty crazy. If I ever get a divorce, guys, you're going to be seeing some weird shit on my channel. Yeah, I can tell you that. Okay, let's see. We're going to be taking questions, by the way, guys. If just again, this is one of those anything flies type of episodes. So Wars will.
Oh, I guess you could argue to some extent that Athene is kind of doing it.
What?
That whole getting other people to stream on his channel.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. That's exactly what's. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean he lives with a bunch of people, right? He lives in some kind of. I mean, what is that building he lives in?
They bought an old hospital or Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
Or like, I think it was literally like a Nazi thing or whatever that they bought. Apparently there is some small town in Germany that is trying to bring in new people. So they were able to get a sick deal on the building.
And he's got like 15 people living there, right? Or 10,
I think so.
People?
There's quite a few people. Yeah.
Okay. So he's got his own company and I'm sure they're employees or contractors of the company. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see if any companies, like any big name streamers or something, create their own network, right? Like their stream just becomes a network, and they just have a bunch. They pay a bunch of personalities and streamers to stream on their network. That hasn't quite happened. I think a lot of people were predicting that, especially with the hosting thing, but nobody. I haven't really seen that happen at all. You see the little teams, right? Like. What's a good example? Like the Coalition, right? And kind of streamers like in a circle helping each other out and that sort of thing, but never just like a channel that's dedicated or that's like a TV channel essentially. Yeah. Okay, next topic. Did we link? Here, let me link it in case he's not linking it to you guys. Here's the Discord channel. Join the Discord channel if you're interested in calling in some questions, and we'll pick the guys that aren't trolls for the most part. All right. Go Champion beats Google's DeepMind AI. Did you see this?
Yeah.
It's like your typical kind of, AI or a computer playing against a chess champion or, that sort of thing. But Go is more complex than chess. So I wanted to you know, that's obviously an interesting discussion. We could talk about that a little bit, but I wanted to talk more about just how, like, what's more difficult, making an AI that plays that sort of game, or making an AI that's going to be the best StarCraft 2 player in the world?
I don't know. I really don't know the details of how difficult it would be, because I don't know anything about the other game was Go, right?
Yeah.
I don't know anything
Just
about
imagine
the game.
it's chess. Let's just like compare chess. You understand chess.
Chess is a lot different. Oh, fuck. I don't know the game Go, so I can't really say it, but chess is supposed to be a lot different than Go in that chess is supposed to be very easy to make a very powerful computer to play it because of the way the solutions are presented, but Go is supposed to be very difficult for a computer because of the way that like humans recognize patterns and shit. They're supposed to be given a huge advantage where like up until somewhat recently, I think like even like a decent Go player could be like the best computers just because it was much harder for computers to play Go than it was for chess. But I didn't exactly understand why. I would have to go back and look.
Right. But comparing it to StarCraft,
it might be because Go is simpler, but the board is huge, and a lot of like
yeah.
we should bring in somebody. AI is actually really interesting. Like because there are ways that the AI because there are ways that an AI can brute force something down, right? So what an AI will do is it will run every single possible solution. Yes, right. And that's a very archaic way of doing things, but it's a very effective way of solving some things because you're guaranteed to get the absolute best solution. But for some things like chess, and I think Go especially, the number of permutations reaches such an extreme number that you would need tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of years to solve it on a computer, right? Even chess, I don't think it's been solved yet.
Yeah, you can't run like a Monte Carlo simulation or anything like that. That would take like forever.
I don't even know what that means, but if that's something that brute forces every single possible permutation, yeah, even chess I don't think has been solved yet. And Go is supposed to be the kind of game that Go is. There are just so many permutations that a computer can solve it, right? So basically what it comes down to when you're writing AI is you have to hone in like these learning algorithms and you've got to fine tune them and tweak them so that an AI is able to learn and is able to apply a sort of intelligence to something instead of just trying to brute force it down, right? Which is
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. I mean, obviously, Go is much more difficult. That's why Go is the standard right now. That's what we're talking about with DeepMind. You know, just DeepMind AI going against a Go champion, and the chess thing is kind of old news, right? With IBM. Was it Big Blue back then? It was
Deep
Blue? Deep Blue. Yeah, back then. But in terms of like one of the games that we play, or at least esports games, like StarCraft 2, right? There's a lot of permutations in StarCraft 2 too. I mean, any little derivative, I mean, any little change in pixels is literally a different potential outcome, right?
I actually disagree. I think strategically, StarCraft 2 is actually a very, very, very simple game. The difficult part about it is the mechanics part, which an AI would exceed at or excel at, like hardcore. I don't think that StarCraft 2 has very much strategic depth to it. That might, I guess, a lot of people might feel really butthurt about that. But like there's really only a handful of viable builds for each race, and there's really only a small number of viable responses for each build scouted. I think that with enough time, these conversations are really hard to have. I think I'm going to be really condescending and say with normal people, because normal people, like Boxer included, tend to romanticize the human mind, when in reality, a human mind is just a really well-designed AI. Like a human mind is just like our brain is a collection of algorithms that are written biologically instead of into a computer chip that you know are able to solve problems, and we're very good at it, right? Our mind is the product of millions of years of evolution, but given enough time and given smart enough coders, an AI will always be able to beat a human at every single thing possible. There is no thing that the human mind does that is insurmountable or unattainable by any AI. It's just a matter of how long it takes for people to write the algorithms to do it. And again, it seems like when you talk to people about AI, it seems like they romanticize the human mind and give it some like greater property that is unattainable by all in the physical universe or whatever. Like, I know it's a very strange conversation to have sometimes, I think.
But we have a soul, Stephen.
Yeah,
we have a heart and
you can't quantify the soul, man.
All right, so let's take some call-ins. We're here to the point where you can take some call-ins.
Somebody's linking something about a Rubik's Cube. A Rubik's Cube has a solution. When you talk about something being okay, so I guess because we're using words, I don't know how much people understand this. This is my understanding. When you talk about something being solved, what you're talking about is arriving at a correct answer for it. So when I say that chess isn't solved, what I mean to say is, given like a starting position, right, like at the beginning of the board, there is not a solution that will guarantee a win 100% of the time, right? Whereas like tic-tac-toe is a solved game, where if a person makes the first move, once you've made the first move, I played a lot as a kid, right? And all the people knew this, right? As in tic-tac-toe, if you make like a certain mark, from the very first mark, the game is solved. Like, you know exactly how the game will play out from that very first mark. So tic-tac-toe is a solved game. Rubik's Cubes are solved. From any starting position, you can get to the ending position in an optimal number of moves, right? Chess is a game that, because of the amount of permutations available, is not solved, is what I'm saying. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's true. Definitely true. Okay, let's see. No one has talked, but what?
Nobody what?
Man, okay. We're I guess nobody's ready to go yet with the call-ins. Guys, if you want to call in, join this channel and talk to Wars. Wars we'll put you on the list, I guess. Cans WTF. He's called in before. He's gonna be first here. What's up, Cans?
Hey guys.
Hey, welcome back, man. Frequent caller.
Yeah, I'm here like.
We don't have a goat lust, you know. So, are you gonna be our goat lust? Is that the deal?
Well, who
So you
knows?
got a question
Maybe I'm cooking up a video for an audition. Who knows?
Oh, there you go. All right, good stuff. Steven, you haven't even seen the video yet? Gosh, where's that link? We gotta link the video again.
Kid Dynamite one?
Yeah.
Nope, I haven't.
The video was pretty dank.
Wasn't that awesome, dude? That's what I'm talking about. Kid Dynamite is badass, man. We got to promote his channel too here. Like, I'll find the link. But you got a question for us while I'm doing that?
Well, you guys were talking about Athene having all these people in his house. I'm sorry that we're talking about Athene again, but
no, that's fine.
You guys were talking about a lot of people being at his, let's call it HQ for now, and that there's like not Athene even streaming. A few years ago, I think it was beginning of 2014, they were doing something called like Night Watch. What they would do, it was before Twitch introduced hosting system. So what they would do, they would ask people to put in audition videos, how they're streaming, what they're doing, and they would basically stream. They would put OBS to get screen region for their stream, and they would restream their stream. That's what they were doing for a few months. It was called the Night Watch, and people were getting donations for it. And he didn't get banned for that either.
I think the argument there was that did they actually get permission from the streamers to do it?
Yeah, that's the big thing.
You know,
right?
if they did, like, that's a really big. Well, that's like the most important part. But secondly, he probably could have swayed that to. Well, that would have been an easy sell to the streamers, because he would say like, "Well, look, I'm doing this so that you can get more views," right? Which was probably true for a lot of people, I imagine.
Yeah, and they were still getting donations for charity, because it was back when they were getting the money. It was after their big first campaign, where they get $1 million, and they were trying to get 10, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty.
I mean, they did get 10 after that.
I mean, it sounds like it was really clear what they were doing, and if everybody's on board, the streamers themselves, then there's not really a problem in that scenario.
Yeah, but right now with all that Mason situation, like I don't see how can Mason, if it actually was him, and did he get banned for that or for the view bots? I don't see how.
Sure would be nice if Twitch would make a statement about it, huh?
Oh gee, I wonder why they're not.
Just to make it mysterious.
They're not making any statement about any ban, even yours, Destiny. They didn't say shit.
Yeah, that was pretty good too. Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
Very, very
people
strange.
Getting banned for watching YouTube videos. I don't.
Oh, or for Reckful, right? Who's a bigger streamer than me, when he got banned because somebody linked porn in his chat, I guess.
Yeah, well, if only Reckful would like stream porn. Everyone did. Even Alicia did. Not a very long time ago.
Yeah,
and with gaming for good, when it comes to YouTube videos, when it comes for gaming for good, the option to stream a YouTube video on screen, I wonder how Twitch is going to battle that, because that's fucking interesting. Pay me money for watching 17 seconds of a YouTube clip. People, I guarantee, people are going to sneak in those videos that 4chan uses for raids.
I mean, they already
in the middle of the video,
they already do.
porn.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how are they going to crack down on that shit, man?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a good point. Again, it just has to do with whether it's a channel like Kid Dynamite, right? Like we could show Kid Dynamite's channel here on stream because we've asked him and we've talked to him. That's the big thing I think Twitch has a problem with. I think if you showed a channel that that's somebody else's content and you're broadcasting yourself, that I can see why that's more of an issue. But a general rule that's about that I think is not proper. I mean that's not right, because I should have the ability to ask that content owner if he'd be okay with me showing it. Like I shouldn't have to go and download his video and just show it like myself instead of like showing it on YouTube. That's such a pain in the ass and not necessary. Unless they just don't want to advertise a competitor, right, at all on their site. No. That'd be the only.
And again, like I'm not necessarily saying like what Twitch should or shouldn't do. It would just be nice if they would just come out and make statements about anything. It's really annoying that you're like always in the dark. Like you have no fucking idea what you're gonna get banned for one day or the next. Like it's...
Yeah, no, totally. They do it just so that you don't know. I mean, you're always kind of scared, right? That's why most people don't do it. Or it's just something that would be super controversial. With Masan, I feel like, I don't know, unless it's just something that nobody had any idea about. It could be just, an example at least, like just this.
Yeah, but an example of what? Do what? No one knows why he got banned.
That's what I mean.
And like, even if he is banned, because you have no idea what the time is. Like, was it only like what if it's just a 3-day temp ban and he's back? Like, yeah, I don't know. Really,
maybe it's something like he's been doing whatever he's been doing for like 5 years now and nobody's known or something. So that would just like freak people out or something. I don't know. Okay, Cans, thanks for your question, man. It's always fun.
Good luck. Have fun without Richard Lewis.
Thanks. All right, I got a Hearthstone buddy here. E-Cop. What's up, Jan?
Oh shit, I'm on.
That's right, you're on. I'm not gonna give you. Hey, you got a question for us, man?
Of course. I mean, first of all, pleasure to meet the great Destiny.
Oh.
And
do you know E-Cop, Steven?
Do I know what?
You know E-Cop, right? From Hearthstone? E-Cop.
Oh. Fuck, no. Why? Is that who he's calling?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Like,
he's a player. He's a Hearthstone player.
Is he like a huge streamer that I should know about?
Used to.
Oh,
he's the bad boy of Hearthstone, man.
Okay.
No joke. He's actually.
Well, thanks. That's
yeah. Just wanted to like we could talk about I guess all those view botters and whatnot, and Twitch how Twitch deals with them or doesn't deal with them or whatever. But actually, like the real question I want to ask is to Destiny, like what are the top 5 dank memes and why? Like your personal top 5 dank memes.
My personal top 5 dank memes. Okay, right now one of the memes that I'm memeing hard on is, have you seen the Mr. Krabs meme?
No, I haven't.
Oh shit. Okay, people in the chat will start linking them up from Black People Twitter. The Mr. Krabs meme is easily number 1 right now. Okay. Mr. Krabs meme is getting some spicy levels that have like been unseen. Second tier meme. I really like the Damn Daniel meme because it's the way that I get revenge on the Yi meme. So there's this really shitty Force meme that was never funny called Yi, right? Well, now there's a new shitty meme.
Yi is amazing.
Yeah, you would say that as a Hearthstone player. So like now now there's this new shit meme called Damn Daniel, right? And I say it all the time. People get really mad because it's really painfully forced, but it's funny because the people that spam Yi get mad at this shitty new meme. So I have Damn Daniel in there just because it irritates other people. Fuck, what other memes are there? I mean, there are some pretty fresh memes in the Hearthstone community. How many people do you think are going to quit Hearthstone now because the game is so complicated? More than 9 decks? Can you really focus on that much at once? I thought Blizzard said that was too much for new players to handle.
No, dude. I mean, I've already seen screenshots about like from pros that already have like 1 deck in there.
Didn't they just recently update that? You can have more than 9 decks in Hearthstone now? Or am I dreaming?
Yeah,
you can. Yeah. It's today.
It's
today.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
It's literally.
Space.
It's literally a scroll bar, which I can't believe it took that long. If it was literally a scroll bar, like okay, like the 9. Okay,
I said before that it was too complicated to put in, right? That's why they didn't.
Well, I think they might have been trying a bunch of. They might have been trying all kinds of layouts. So I was like expecting, okay, we're gonna see some new deck layout here, and then it's just like a scroll bar. It's like okay, all right. That's cool.
I don't know. Fuck, what other memes are there? I can that was my top 3. Okay, I can't do like a full top 5 power memes list. There's a lot of them out there, and they're switching positions constantly.
So Damn Daniel and Mr. Krabs.
The Mr. Krabs meme, top tier right now. Okay. Do you guys? I can find you some Mr. Hold on. Let me get you some sample.
What's your favorite one you got?
Dude, I'm all about that Gachimuchi. Actually, no. Yeah. Gachimuchi, brain power. Yi is obviously always really nice.
What is the Gachi Mochi meme?
Oh, you don't know Gachimuchi? Well, Gachimuchi is basically remixes of songs where you use samples of specific gay porn dialogues. Mostly like wrestling gay porn or like pornish. So that's Gachimuchi right there.
That sounds like a great one.
Okay. Hey, so what, you're just like watching a video and then you like a gay thing pops up? Is that?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's a work of art, you know, and it's manly. So
okay.
Not gay at all.
Got it. All right, bud. Well, thanks for the question, man. Hopefully, I'll talk to you soon.
I posted some Mr. Caps memes in Discord. Yeah, good luck with
always
your
always been a big fan of Unfiltered, and hope to see you. Hope Destiny doesn't leave. So
you better not.
Unless we do a really controversial episode where it's literally just me and one person that agrees with each other on, and then we get shit on by the community for it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Jan. Later.
All right, later.
You fucking idiot. All right, next one. Let's see that guy. Okay, here we go. We got a question about G2A. All right, this should be interesting. That guy. Hey, welcome to the show.
Just 1 second. Just let me get my headphones.
Okay, sure.
Oh my god. Already with the excuses.
How do you get your teeth so white, ChanManV? I don't just brush them.
Do you have those whitening strips? Don't lie.
At one point, I did have do the bleach thing. Not the whitening strips. Those things don't work that well. You have to do you have to get it from your dentist.
Oh, you got the trays?
Yeah, the trays. It's really easy, actually. The trays are super easy.
So
cost about $100. We were having a conversation. You're totally just like butting in.
Yeah, dude.
Right
who the hell are you, man?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I'm just gonna go.
You guys brought me here. I didn't come in.
You got a question
about G2A, the legitimacy of G2A since like the last conversation Destiny had with Athene, and it didn't brought like the thing about G2A, the legitimacy, where all the keys for the games come from. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
Oh, G2A, man.
I mean, because it's not fully legit, and the fact that Athene is still working with them, it's very shady. Just to give your opinion where G2A gets the keys and all the money comes from. So that's my question.
Wait, so you're asking us like if we think G2A is legit or?
No. Where we all know it's not 100% legit, so that's not even a question. The fact, where do they get the keys for the games?
Well, I mean,
some people give it to like.
Some people sell it. I mean, on the up and up. It's hard to break down the exact percentages, but like a lot of what G2A does is I think they procure keys from other regions. So like sometimes a game will be on sale for cheaper in like Russia than it will be for like Ukraine, than it will be for like the UK, than it will be for like Brazil. So like they'll buy keys cheaper in other regions and then sell them in other regions. Sometimes they buy keys from third parties that will just offer them a bundle of keys. These keys could be purchased from people that have used stolen credit cards to buy them or something like that. I mean, sometimes they'll get them as like part of packages elsewhere. Like G2A tried to resell keys from a Humble Bundle. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of different ways that they get keys.
Okay. Because I heard like some kind of method like a key gen to produce keys or something, like botting, or.
I'm sorry. Could you say that again?
Like they sell fake keys sometimes, because I have friends who bought games there, and they were like fake keys. They were not legit.
Oh, I don't think it's so much that they're fake. I think that like what'll happen is like if somebody purchases keys from an illegitimate source or something like that happens where keys are hacked or something and they come from a place or not, what happens is the company will, like the game manufacturer will deactivate those keys if they found that they were obtained illegitimately. So then that's why, as silly as it sounds, that's why when you buy keys from G2A, you can also buy that G2A insurance on the keys, because they know that their keys aren't always legit. So they'll sell you insurance on them to make sure that like if you get a bad key that you can get your money back. Yeah.
Wow, that's
quite the memes.
Buy at your own risk, but you can buy insurance in case it doesn't work out for you. That's an awesome business model, man, right there.
Well, I mean, it obviously is. It works. They're fucking
no,
huge.
that's what I mean. I'm not joking. Okay. All right, that guy. Thanks.
Can I have just one more question?
All right, quick one.
It's for Destiny. Are you playing RuneScape in the upcoming month or?
Fuck, I don't know. It depends on how much I play this Division shit.
I mean, you don't seem to enjoy the game, and people don't seem to enjoy it to see you play. Just
Division?
Saying.
I'm having fun playing with friends. I think the only people say that I don't enjoy it are the people that don't like watching it. Which is
I mean,
one of my viewer base.
In my opinion, you're just playing the game because it's like a popular game. You just want to get some views.
God forbid, Steven.
I mean, well, firstly, I don't do that. Secondly, I don't get more views when playing this game. My viewership is at like an all-time low playing this game. I think I get like 1,500 to 2K playing this game. I don't think you could say I'm playing it just for the views, no?
I mean, I thought so because it's on like the top 3 games. So that's my.
I guess, but I don't think I'm ever going to get a lot of views for playing this game.
Okay.
It's fun to play with a game with friends, Do you have friends?
Not really.
Okay, well, I don't either. So getting to play a game with friends is a refreshing change, Because otherwise I'm alone all the time and I'm sad. And
it's also one of these things too. Is when like all the big streamers are playing the same game and streaming it. You generally won't get. I mean, you're not going to get good streaming numbers for that.
Yeah, of course.
If they're watching you for the Division, they're probably going to be watching summits.
I mean,
and things like that.
Let's say like the first guy that has like 20K and the guy goes offline and like Destiny has like 2K and it's second place, he jumps to first place, so he gets some exposure. So
you get a little bit, but it really depends.
A little bit.
It really depends on what's going on. Like if Lyric is streaming with 20 or 30K and then he doesn't go offline but switches to another game, he's taking all of those viewers with him, and you're not going to get very much bleed over. Also, even if he just completely quit streaming, there are a lot of like Lyric fans or Summit fans or Dan's Gaming fans that will watch, and then when they quit streaming, maybe like it'll be like 10% or less of those people will actually go and look for other streams. Otherwise, those people are just there to watch that particular streamer.
I think 10% is actually a pretty good estimate as to the people that are not, the streamers fans, and that's why you see just a huge drop off, right? When Lyric's not streaming it or Summit's not streaming it, those guys, I mean, you can watch Twitch rankings, it just drops like a rock anyways. Like
you can watch right now with Paragon. I will bet money that like right now
Lyric's
has like 45,000 viewers. And when Lyric drops off, it's not going to be at 40,000. It's going to drop from 45,000 to like 20,000. Well, no, because Lyric has about 30,000 viewers now. Like maybe a couple thousand will stay around, but it's not like,
Yeah, I mean, that's just the natural. I mean, TB is even streaming it too, right? So TB is off too. I mean, you're literally going to see this thing drop into the 4-digit range. I mean, it's the first day too of Paragon, I think. So that's probably not a good day if it's not getting to the 100,000 mark. I'd say on Twitch, because generally all the big streamers will get those keys first.
Like a MOBA with FPS or something.
Yeah, essentially, it looks pretty cool. I mean, I watched a couple streams. It looked pretty interesting, but I didn't watch for very long, so it's hard to say. I'd play it for a night at least. Okay, well, thanks for the call, man. That guy. That guy. Okay, let's see. Ubus. All right, Ubus is next here. He's got a question about the Division.
Uh-oh.
Ubus, welcome to the show. You got to unmute yourself. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Hey guys, what's up?
Hey guys. How much? Got a question about the Division?
Yeah, I just saw the discussion. You pretty much already talked about it, so I'll just go a bit. Overall, is that for Destiny mostly? You've been playing a lot of these kind of games like DayZ, H1Z1, right? You also played H1Z1, I believe.
A little bit, for like 9 hours, just a battle arena.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, you've been playing the Division for now and everything, and when you compare the reviews, how it's it got like a bit of crappy reviews at the beginning, like 50% mixed reviews and stuff like that. And compared to your own experience, how would you think about this kind of mentality when people judge a game based on the publisher before they even try the game itself? I feel.
I mean, it's inevitable. It'll always happen, but yeah, I think it's a pretty shitty thing when it does happen.
Yeah, because right now, like when I see reviewers talk about it like shit, and then I see you playing and having fun with it, I'm like, that's kind of, especially that Massive, I believe, was the studio making it, not really Ubisoft.
I mean, there are definitely there are definitely negatives to the game. Like the variety and content isn't good at the moment. Like they're definitely gonna have to release DLC in the future and whatnot for it. And the PvP definitely has problems, but I think it has potential. Like it looks really good, and it actually handles really well. Like playing this game is pretty easy, and it feels really good. Like all the skills and spells, the way that they're letting your keyboard, moving from cover to cover. The cover aspect is really cool in my opinion. I really like cover-based anything. I kind of liked Gears of War a long time ago before I was even a streamer, and I played that a little bit. So yeah, I think it definitely has potential if they iron out the PvP and they add more interesting shit for late game content, and then DLCs bring more story related content. I think it could be cool.
Okay, and as far as your experience, I think it was only multiplayer, right? You never played it solo?
I played a little bit solo. I am right now, or I mean, I was earlier.
And do you think the assessment is fair for like it's a shit game for solo players?
I wouldn't say it's a shit game for solo players. Like I had fun playing solo, but the game definitely shines with multiple people, at least 2 people. And then even I think the fun actually scales up, because when you start to get people with different classes of skills and you can all kind of work together, you know, you've got different people in the front, different people in the back, you've got medics to help each other, you've got tanks to tank. Like I think that with multiple people it definitely shines more, in my opinion.
All right, cool. That's it. I just want to ask about this.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Thanks, all.
Later. All right, we got Lord Lynx next. He's actually sent us an audition video. I don't think I've showed it to you yet.
Boy.
Let me. Here we go. Lord, what's up?
Hey.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
So
got the radio voice.
Yeah.
ASCII. One second.
What was that?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna ask a question about basically people who surrender in esports. Like, does it hurt esports as a whole when you have these teams and players who get to such high positions and then they surrender? Like, for instance, Fnatic.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Ooh, like
what do you mean by
giving up
surrender?
at Fnatic at the final round at IEM Katowice. Katowice. They like did the whole surrender at 20 thing because they figured there was no way of overcoming SKT. Then there was the Little Bow thing that happened last year when he's like, I'm looking forward to Legacy of the Void, and it kind of sandbagged his way to to the end of it. Like, do you think as esports grows, should that be discouraged? Like, people can't quit, like shouldn't be quitting at the highest levels? That's pretty much it.
Oh, we've had this question before in the past, right? Like or tournaments that have this scenario where they're meaningless games, that type of thing, or even actually not even meaningless games. Little Bow wasn't even a meaningless game. Little Bow was literally, he just decided not to practice anything that was not Legacy of the Void, right? During the World Championship series. So that was a different thing. I mean, I don't think it's going to change in the future. I just think people generally won't make that decision right now because it makes you look bad.
Yeah, but the decision's still being made.
Yeah, but it's not smart. I mean, they're just being dumb.
Not at all.
Yeah, I think in terms of like whether or not it's hurt esports, I think that would only be a valid question if this became like a widespread problem. But I think at the moment, I think it's pretty rare that this stuff happens. Like, and when it does happen, people make a really big deal about it because it's so rare. Like, if this became like a really widespread problem, I would agree that it maybe might become harmful to esports or whatever in the future. But as it stands right now, like, it's so few and far between that this happens. I think that it's not like a huge issue.
Yeah, there's also like in the FGC. Like collusion and stuff like that, where you get to these end matches and people just like, maybe they decide to throw a little bit, or they just say, all right, we're not going to have the match. We agree that, stalemate or whatever. And people get up in arms about that.
Yeah, so that's a very interesting thing. That's the kind of, so there are two different things going on. Now, one, when you talk about match fixing, that's something that's just, fuck, I have another phone call. Oh,
Life!
Life.
Hello?
So when he's talking about match fixing, I think match fixing is something that I think his thoughts were probably that, in some communities it's like like poker players, right? In some communities it's kind of accepted, right? Just to split a pot or to
poker's
that
fine,
sort of thing. I mean, if you're talking about gambling, like you're talking about match fixing, like Life or people that have there's like huge gambling related or tied to it, that's a totally different thing, right? But if you have things that happened before with, say, Cats, like with the Root, right? There, that one MLG, like he basically, ended up playing one of his players, and he ended up just just kind of giving him that series, right, just to let him move on, because the reasoning that he felt was that he had a better chance of winning, in the future rounds and that sort of thing. I mean, I think that generally has been behavior that was accepted, just amongst players and things like that, so it wasn't that big a deal. But I think people have been learning over time that people don't, just for the integrity of events and things like that, that it's the professional thing is just like play these things out, and I mean, even if you're not playing like 100%, at least play it out so that it has, the look of it being, real and that sort of thing. But so, yeah, for the most part, it's just, I don't think it hurts esports, and it very rarely happens. It's just like a little bit of drama for everybody to talk about. For instance, it says in the FGC, it was a big deal because the teammates and friends would fuck around in grand finals just because they were splitting the pot. Oh, okay. So if it's affecting if it's actually affecting the quality of the production, then that can definitely become a huge issue. And you would think that the professionalism is just something assumed. And I mean, over time, I think everybody will, will take it in a professional manner. But in the meantime, I don't think you can like contractually make them like play it out and that sort of thing. But you can put some type of penalties on, when things like that happen. Like maybe they're banned from the next, or they're suspended from the next one, or and that sort of thing, right? They just won't be able to participate in it anymore. Yeah, and Naniwa got actually punished, right? Like he was basically banned for a while.
Yeah, like professional sports, when you're contractually obligated to speak after a loss, or no bad mouthing, no showboating. I would think that as we grow and there's so much money coming into esports as a whole, at least in this iteration, I would think that since a lot of the players are members of the community themselves who just rise up and get recognized, there should be some narrative towards pushing us towards that, as opposed to it naturally weeding itself out, getting rid of the idea of you're here, you play, you do not quit, you make us all look bad.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't think I disagree with that.
Okay, fuck, I missed that whole conversation. I'm sorry. Real fast, I guess what I was going to say was, I think that match fixing and like kind of colluding for prize money are two really different things. Match fixing is something that's really bad, that might actually have a huge detrimental impact on esports as a whole. I mean, especially once we see the outcome of this life stuff, I think that could have like a really bad like impact on things. But this is going to sound really shitty, but there's just no way to prevent people from colluding for prize money at the top. All you can do is ask them to play their best. So in things, I think somebody even brought up poker in here. I think I heard it. Like in poker, like players very, very commonly will collude at the top for prize money.
They still play it out though. It's just
they do, but it's
already
really
assumed that he was gonna.
It's so much different from the audience perspective, and it's so much different from the player perspective, how your decisions are weighed when you already know that you're guaranteed to get the same amount of money regardless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, like in our home games, like when I used to play a home game with poker, Greek dude would do, we would play like, it was like a $300 or $400 game every week or whatever. And oftentimes at the final, when there were just two people left, they would make a deal, right, based on chips remaining, like who would get how much money or whatever, and they would just make a deal on it. And at first we kind of played it out, but then like after, I think we did that for like 4 or 5 weeks, and then after that we just stopped playing it out, because what would happen was when you get to the final table and they'd make the deal, it wasn't exciting or fun for anyone. No one cared to watch. Like a lot of people just went home, and the two players playing, oftentimes they would just like ship it because they didn't really give a fuck, because they've already got their money. I do think it influences how hard people play at the end, because the titles themselves are relatively meaningless, and if you're going to
that's a problem. That's a problem. Like titles should be meaningful. Like I mean, that's a problem that I wrote an article recently on for Hearthstone that we have a huge issue with that, I think, in Hearthstone, and I think generally in esports, we that can be an issue, and that's why prize splitting and stuff like that happens. Like if we could have, I don't know, just some metric, or even just some measure of greatness that does have something to do with just the number of titles, or even just being a title holder, or in that sort of thing, and there's some kind of value to that,
so
then we wouldn't see this type of thing.
People are saying to fix that, just add bonus money to first place, but the problem is, and they'll just agree to split it at the end. This has happened in
it can be money. It can be
it's
money.
happened in League of Legends as well. Remember, was it? I want to say this was one of the League games that happened at MLG. the one time it happened where
ARAM thing?
Yeah,
thing?
where they agreed that they were going to split the money, but then they went full fucking
terrible.
retard on it, and then they just played like ARAMs, like fucking.
Dude, it was
retards.
some major tournament, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was. It actually might have been Riot, like some Riot event. Actually,
It might have been a Riot event. For some reason, I remember. But yeah.
Oh, it was MLG. Okay, Dignitas and Curse. Okay, there we go. Yeah. That was really bad.
To make titles worth it, do you think we should have like pantheon of like people who win, and like maybe an encyclopedia that shows every event and every victory, at what time it happened and whatnot, to like at least add legacy to this?
Yeah, I mean,
as opposed to something you did for a year.
Well, like it's hard to say because like there is no legacy in esports. If you really want to get under, like if you win like an Olympic medal, or if you win like an NBA championship or like the Super Bowl, like these are institutions that have been around for decades or longer. Whereas like an esports, like a game is only popular for like 4 or 5 years, and then the next game comes along. Like nobody's gonna give a fuck like who the CS 1.6 champion was. I mean, like outside of like very specific gaming communities, you know. So I think a problem is like the longevity of an esport kind of hurts that if the title means anything, you know.
Okay, I've been a huge advocate of the developers creating Hall of Fames. Like Blizzard should have a Hall of Fame. They should have like a Hall of Fame ceremony at every BlizzCon too. Like we should have the boxers and the flashes and the J-Dongs and everything in a StarCraft Hall of Fame, and we can celebrate them. And then if we do have the concept of Hall of Fame, then you can start talking about legacy and who has the most titles ever in a certain game, and you at least bring a little bit of value. There's always going to be these events that have a giant prize pool and they're really not that meaningful in the community, and you probably still have some issues with who cares if somebody wins that or not, and it's just all about the money. But at least you're going down that route and you're starting the narrative for something like that. But why not just have a Hall of Fame? I mean, TwitchCon was like the first time they had TwitchCon for the first time this year, and even Twitch has a Hall of Fame for streamers. Like that was a good idea. It was actually, and that's really cool that we can celebrate some of the best streamers, or even current streamers, or some people in the past that maybe like paved the way for a lot of streamers today. And that happens. I mean, there's a ton of players in esports that we could celebrate.
Yeah, like
and
Tasia.
Everybody would be down.
Tasia had a heroic run for a while.
Tasia, yeah, but we even have Brood War. I mean, people even before that, right?
That
StarCraft community just love too. So, Anyways, thanks for your
it.
question, bud.
Yeah, no problem, brother.
Yep.
Take care.
Yep. All right.
I could be in the Twitch Hall of Fame.
I know, man. You could be dankest streamer ever. So Final Fury. So a new subscriber, Final Fury, in the chat. He does ask a question.
He doesn't have any good questions.
I'm
never playing the epilogue.
That was the question. I'll
play it.
Damn it.
Someday I'm gonna play it soon. Okay.
All right. So Lycan wants to call in. Here we go. Lycan, get your own show, man. What's up?
Hey, man, how you doing?
Good. Hey, you got a question for us?
Yeah. So let's talk about. Have you guys? I just tuned in a little bit ago. Did you guys talk about Luminosity?
Luminosity.
All right, Epinx. So we already talked to Valve, and Valve cleared us. So there are people saying Thorn Ritual. Oh, okay.
What happened?
I broke the show.
Oh, whoops!
I think
we have an extra person there. Go for it.
All right. So anyway, Thor and Richard Lewis, people saying that Luminosity needs to come forward and show the evidence, show the discussion with Valve. And I'm curious, do you guys think that's necessary? Because Valve is in the past. If you look at I Buy Power, for instance, like Divine Prejudice, they said, "Fuck you guys, you're never playing Counter-Strike again." So they don't hesitate to give out big bans when there's guilt. So is there a need to question Valve's judgment behind this and have all evidence and conversation shown?
I think the Valve situation is really weird because they're not very, I hate to use the transparent meme, but they're not really transparent at all when they do fans, but maybe they have a good reason not to be. I'm not sure because it disrupts their process of. Muted.
Oh, I think we're mute. I think we're muted.
No audio. No audio.
Hold on, give it a second.
Oh, now I'm getting a work call. You guys can finish that. Talk to you. I love you later.
What a day.
Nice. No, I mean, I guess the question is whether, is Valve, I don't know. I guess his question is really like, should we be questioning Valve's decision not to, that the Brazilian team in this situation is shouldn't be banned or whatever, right? Or that sort of thing. So, I mean, for me, honestly, like, I don't know all the details about this. Is like a perfect question for Richard, but of course, Richard isn't here. So, anyways, let's see, who can we get next? Maybe one or two more guys, and then we'll call it.
I have to leave very soon, so maybe
right.
just.
So maybe one more, guys, one more. And then let Wars pick one more. Well, maybe if we have a good question in the chat too, we can ask it. So if you don't want to call in, you don't have to. Wait, number one. Oh gosh, I'm not picking that one. He's like, be careful with this one, so I'm not taking it. Okay, there's a question about DreamHack Austin. Are you going to DreamHack Austin, Steven?
I still don't know anything.
Come on, go. I'm going to be there.
When is it?
It's May 5th through 9th.
Maybe I'll think about it.
Fuck you.
Thinking about it real hard, okay?
I might be doing shows there. So if you go, we might be able to do something there.
An Unfiltered live? Remember what happened last time we did that?
It was
Did
fun.
Nick get real mad?
Well, yeah, that's true. He did. He did get mad, but yeah, you should go, man. Austin's fun. Just don't like sit at home playing Minecraft all day long.
Oh,
sit in your hotel playing it.
Like
Actually,
Minecraft,
you can sit at the venue and play Minecraft all day long at DreamHack. That's a nice thing about it. Okay, well, I think that's gonna be. Let's see, that would be fun. Okay, yeah, some other folks in the chat were gonna be there. All right, that's gonna be it for the show today, guys. I know you guys were expecting Richard, and so were we. I'll figure it out, and hopefully we'll be able to get him as well as hopefully James too. Too good on the next one that we do. But again, we're doing auditions. Make sure you guys get your auditions in. If you didn't see the video, maybe we can play the video one more time. Play the video one more time. I mean, maybe Steven can watch it.
All right, I'll watch it. I'm gonna peace out though, okay?
All right. Do your shout outs real quick before you peace out.
Oh yeah, I Destiny.gg. You can follow my shit at the top. All I got for now.
All right.
Tomorrow, I'm taking my day off today streaming, so I can get all my business shit in order.
Cool, man. All right, I'll see you next time, man. All right. Well, anyways, I'm going to say give us my shout outs too, and then we'll end it with the video. But be sure to send all your auditions to Unfiltered at ChanManV.tv, and just follow us on Twitter. You can see our Twitters there. We'll see you next time. YouTube. VODs will be on YouTube a little bit later tonight. Peace.
Is it the same guy that does all these? Oh my god, this guy has like no fucking life.
You like what you do for a living? These things you see.
You're retiring. 6 more days and you're all the way gone.
So how long have you lived here?
Too long.
Captain, while a great many people see you as a hero, there are some who prefer the word vigilante. You've operated with unlimited power and no supervision. That's something the world can no longer tolerate. There will be consequences.
Captain, you seem a little defensive. Well, it's been a long day. If we can't accept limitations, we're no better than bad guys.
That's not the way I see it.
Sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth.
I just want to make sure we consider all our options. The people that shoot at you usually wind up shooting at me.
Do you really want to punch your way out of this?
You know I wouldn't do this if I had any other choice. But he's my friend.
So was I.
And who the fuck are we going to replace him with?